Welcome my fellow Halo fans to another flight overview video. 343 detailed some more things going on with the flight, and yes, it is delayed slightly just by a day. So today we will not get our hands on actually playing the flight, but it will go live tomorrow. A pre-download will be available tonight though, and 343 says that is still a few hours away at the time of me making this video. So I'm going to go over all the key details that they went over in this blog post and in the live stream that they did yesterday, because there were quite a few interesting things to point out for everybody. Hit that like button if you guys enjoy these Halo Infinite news updates, and subscribe if you're new here and you want to stay absolutely up to date on all the latest happenings in the world of Halo. Without further ado, let's get started. I think a great place to start is with this schedule that 343 made for us. So the preload will be available later tonight, and then the flight will open up tomorrow at 9 a.m. Pacific time, which will give us about an hour before the matchmaking becomes available. So for that hour, you guys can go into training if it is available. They did say that the training mode had some last second bugs that popped up that could prevent it from being in this flight, but they're trying their hardest to get it in there. So you guys can go on ahead and do training mode if that's there. If not, weapon drills and the customization menu will still be available to hold you over until 10 a.m. when matchmaking becomes available until 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, and that will be, of course, Arena 4v4. Now, if you want to warm up and do some bot matches with friends, you could do that during the matchmaking times. You could get a group together or just go in solo and it will matchmake teammates for you to face off against the bots. However, Bot Arena will not be available once the matchmaking times end, and it will go back to just having weapon drills and the training mode if it's there, along with the customization menu. In Bot Arena, we'll have access to Slayer on Bazaar, Behemoth when that goes live on September 26th, and Live Fire and Recharge as well for the maps. There'll also be Capture the Flag on Bazaar and Behemoth, and Strongholds on Live Fire and Recharge. Those are the map and game mode combos that you will see throughout this first weekend of the Halo Infinite flighting. You will see some differences in bot behavior in this flight. They do communicate with each other now like an actual team. They do get a little bit confused with vehicles and trying to enter them and stuff, so 343 did say that there are some kinks to work out there. And as far as the bot playlist, they are going to have mixed difficulty settings. So you could be facing bots that have 2 Spartans and 2 ODSTs, or just any kind of combination of bot difficulties on a team. And 343 wants to see if this will mix up the gameplay a little bit and to get some feedback on that. But let's talk about the Social Arena 4-on-4 PvP part of this flight. Starting with Friday, September 24th, Slayer on Bazaar, Live Fire, and Recharge will be what we'll be playing against other people. On Saturday, September 25th, Slayer on Bazaar, Live Fire, and Recharge will still be there, but being added that day is Capture the Flag on Bazaar and Strongholds on Live Fire and Recharge. As far as Sunday, September 26th, you will still have the previous 2 days offerings being there, but Slayer on Behemoth and Capture the Flag on Behemoth will be added into that rotation. Then as far as next weekend, when they're going to do the BTB playtest, Arena will still be available there, and the full suite of stuff will be available throughout all the play sessions from October 1st to the 3rd. Now, speaking on the second weekend of this flight, players who complete 10 matches during the second weekend will be granted a special emblem for their Spartans when the game launches this December. 343 also mentioned that they're looking for ways to invite people who aren't Halo insiders to next weekend's flight, maybe even having people who are insiders being able to invite a friend. They said more details will come out next week about what they plan on doing, and of course, stay tuned to the channel because I will be covering that for you guys, along with a bunch of content being released this weekend for the flight. Now, as far as the slate for weekend number 2 and Big Team Battle Friday, October 1st, you're gonna have Capture the Flag on Fragmentation. Saturday, October 2nd, CTF on Fragmentation will still be available, but being added is Total Control, a new game mode on that same map. And Total Control is basically having 3 different zones that you have to capture, and you have to capture all 3 of them, and if you do, then that team gets a point and the zones will reset to a different location, and the first team to 3 points will win. And then on Sunday, October 3rd, Slayer will be being added on top of the other 2 days' offerings, and of course this is staying on Fragmentation. Now the Waypoint V Next app and website will be available to be tested out again this weekend, and on the previous flight this was the only way to change your character's emblem, so if you just want to stick out a little bit in the pre-game little intro that the Spartans do and customize your emblem, you could do so on the app, and I made a video on that if you guys want to check it out. If you're looking to report bugs to the Halo support site, that will remain open until October 6th, which is a couple of days after weekend number 2 of the flight ends, so you guys will have plenty of time to report anything you may find. Stay tuned to the end of the video because I'm going to show you guys a really cool fly-through that 343 did of the BTB map Fragmentation, and just to hear the ambient noises going on in the background, it looks and sounds really cool, and I appreciate all the work that the audio team did to go on and put all these different ambient sounds into that map, and that's just stuff you probably wouldn't hear when there's a bunch of explosions and bullets flying around in a normal match. Let's move on to the training mode and the academy features in this flight. So training mode, if it does make it into the flight once again, you can load in solo. You can't invite friends to this. They're looking for ways to add co-op post-launch for this mode, but you could face off against bots on the arena map of your choice, and it also comes with a bunch of really cool features that you could turn on and off on the fly. You don't have to back out to the main menu. Just press pause and it gives you a bunch of different options that you can change as far as bot difficulty, the number of friendly or enemy bots. You can set that to 0 so you can just walk around the map basically like a custom game. You could also change your primary and secondary weapons on the fly, as well as your grenades, a primary and secondary for the grenades, and we now know the name of that shock grenade is called the Dynamo grenade, and the equipment can be changed as well. You could also reveal enemy locations. It will put a little arrow above the heads of the bots so you know exactly where they are at all times if you just want to freshen up on your aim and get warmed up in that regards. As far as play fighting, that is another option that is available, and that just allows the bots to go on ahead and keep moving around almost like they were in the weapon drills, but they're not going to be shooting back at you. So it's another way to warm up your aim if you so choose. You could also put on infinite ammo, which also gives you infinite grenades and infinite equipment usage. And you could also turn on something called deathless mode, so you cannot be killed if for whatever reason you want to do that. Now let's talk about the weapon drills. There has been some changes to the weapon drills as far as the bot behavior, so you guys will see that during the course of this flight. As far as weapon drills go, you'll have access to the assault rifle, battle rifle, sidekick, bulldog, needler, commando, sniper, plasma pistol, pulse carbine, ravager, heat wave, skewer, and 343 showed off the shock rifle, which will also be a new toy to play with in the weapon drills and in the flight. Now the shock rifle is a really cool looking weapon, and if there's something like a group of Spartans just rolling together, the electricity will actually arc off of the Spartan that you shot with the shock rifle and damage the other Spartans in that group as well. This works on vehicles and even environmental stuff like the flag. You can bounce arc off of that, or electricity off of the metal flagpole and stuff. There's some crazy options. I can't wait to play around with this gun and see how it interacts with the sandbox. And a couple things to note from the 343 live stream that they did on Fragmentation. Well, BTB will play different as far as capture the flag goes than it does in Arena. And I have to get more information on this, but the spawns of the flags is definitely something that is different, and there might be some different mechanics. They didn't really want to spoil anything, so we'll have to figure it out for ourselves, but of course I'll be covering that for you guys. And you can sprint with the flag in your hands. You could still drop it, so you can't use equipment while the flag is in your hands. So if you want to use equipment, you could drop the flag, use that equipment, pick it back up. And the reveal feature from Halo 5 is back. So once you grab the flag, it won't show anybody on the enemy team where you're located. However, if somebody damages you, then your location will be revealed for the enemy team to see. Now, 343 did tease a way that players could get to a weapon cache with their personal AI and kind of tilt the battlefield in their favor. They revealed what this was on Fragmentation. It's like a little bunker that you guys can go into with that beautiful Forerunner door that everybody's talking about. You basically hack into it with your personal AI. It takes a little bit, so whoever reaches it from either team first will of course be able to get the loot first. And once you go in, there's things like an overshield, gravity hammer. Not sure if this is the same kind of power weapons every single time, and you could access this multiple times during the match. Obviously, there is a cooldown after someone gains access to the weapon cache, but there are still quite a few questions I have about this little feature that could be really game-changing, and I can't wait to try out some of the theories that I have and put them in a video for you guys. But I appreciate everybody taking the time out of your day to watch my video. Stay tuned to the channel for a bunch of Halo Infinite content over the next couple of weeks. And as promised, here is that fly-through of Fragmentation that 343 showed off. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and I look forward to catching you on either a previous video of mine or a future video of mine. Until that time comes, I'm your boy Patman, and I'm out.